What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel, another brand new video. Although this video starts off a bit of a somber tone after finding out Jurgen Klopp's leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. If you didn't know, I'm a Liverpool fan, so that's a bit gutting. Again, I don't think anybody expected it, so hopefully we end the season with some silverware. But life goes on, you know, we'll find a new manager. Hopefully Xabi Alonso comes in to take over. Anyway, life goes on. I've mixed things up today a little bit in terms of my caffeine intake. Rather than having that one large coffee of a morning, I decided to have two smaller ones. I had a smaller one when I got to work this morning. I was in for the morning shift at 6 AM, and then I've just had one before heading out just now, in hopes of, rather than having just a big load of caffeine in the morning and for it to like just filter out, having like one in the morning to spike it, and then as it starts to drift off, have another one to spike again. Do you know what I mean? So prolong that effect of the caffeine. So far it's good. That second caffeine's already kicking in, second coffee even, which is why I'm probably talking so fast. I'm speaking before I've even thought of what I'm going to say. So that's how my brain tends to work. It's not good sometimes. That's why I always miss words, slur words, mumble words. Just speaking faster than I can think. My brain's slow at the best of times. But anyway, we are heading to the gym now. Going to get a session in before coaching. I've mixed things up slightly there, but I'll explain that when we get to the gym. Also, I'm going to sit on the usual going to pump to get me through the session. And if you don't feel that by now, even though it's probably going to be in the title, I am changing to box squats. Now, the reason for this change is mainly just a bit of variety. I've done 6, 7, 8 weeks of pause squats. And looking back to last week's pauses, I felt like I was rushing a lot and almost losing tension going between reps. I just feel this forced me to keep that tension, but also trained a bit more sort of dead stop power, similar to when I do pause bench. And when I did these in the previous cycle before Hyrox, they felt a lot stronger. I felt like they had good carryover, just as well as the pauses. But the key setups really are, make sure I like to set up over the corner of a box. I'll probably put some clips over of like the angles, just so I'm literally focused on sitting straight down onto the box. I don't have to worry about if I'm on the corner, sort of sitting back onto it, maybe catching my calves in the box. And as you squat down, you want to sit back ever so slightly, not fully rock back, but take some weight off the legs, still keep that core engaged before standing up. Same setup as last week. We're going for 8 to 10 sets of 3 reps, got every 90 seconds at the same as Monday's weight, so 127.5 kilos. Similar to the last time I trained at work, I'm not sure it's the equipment, the gym being cold, lack of sleep, but nothing felt quite right with these. Also, I've not done box squats for a month, so it's probably just that I need to quit complaining. However, my legs felt surprisingly fresh, considering yesterday I did my longest threshold run, 10 more into 20 minutes at 5:05 per kilometre or less. Some running definitely feels like it's getting much better. Anyway, the reason for choosing the lower box height is it puts great emphasis on hip strength and the posterior chain, which is where I'm weakness. Having the box higher will put more emphasis on quad strength, and it all depends on where your weaknesses lie in your squats. If you have weak hips and a posterior chain like myself, you can work on below parallel, at parallel, or 2 inches above. Anything higher, working more on that quad strength. So if you have a weak point in your squat, I recommend giving these a go. And that is 8 sets of box squats done. I forgot to talk about the posterior chain. My hamstrings are on fire, shows they need some work. But that is them done. Now we're going to do the exact same thing before banded bench. Banded bench. Now I know I spoke about it, but I didn't mention, show how to actually set up for a banded bench press. So we're keeping the same bands last week, going to go for the same weight, because I'm still trying to work on that power, and it's just an extra bench session really. You're going to put it over the band, and this variation works best on this type of bench, like a fully kitted out bench, because if it's a loose bench, like a freestanding one, like the ones behind me, they could sometimes get lifted off until you've got like a certain weight, or until you basically lie down on the bench really. So loop it over, just inside the rack, and you're gonna pass it beneath the bench. Good thing with these bands, they can stretch quite far depending on the tightness you use really. That's over, and this key thing, or this is the key part, is to make sure it's even on both sides. So press down beneath and you actually feel it move side to side, and just find that sweet spot. It might take a few sets as well just to get a feel for it. And you have to make sure it's either just inside or just outside where you grip. For me, I'm going to try and have it just outside the nailing, because I have my little finger just inside. And yeah, there is your banded, but actually no, you have it inside, sorry, because then that goes under my hands, doesn't it? Silly me, so just outside, so my sort of thumb width there, and there, and there. Simply same as last week's setup. Both arms through, so it's in the armpits. And then there you have your banded bench press, and yes, this is a very low rack, because I have little T-Rex arms. So there, down, press. And they have your banded bench press. So this week's weight is, well, last week 85 kilos, same as bench, benching now, same as squats, 8 sets of 3 reps every 90 seconds. This banded bench press is taken from, I believe, Westside Barbell and their dynamic effort method. Now the goal here is to produce maximum force. Banded bench helps increase force production, break the sticking points and practice eccentric control. They also use to manipulate the strength curve, which is the gap between the force you need to produce in order to move the barbell versus the force you're actually able to produce. For example, say you pass your sticking point in a bench press, you may actually stop producing the same amount of force that was required to get the bar off your chest. So as you finish the rep, you know you can casually lock your arms and still finish the lift without trying hard as you possibly could. It's in this gap between the force you need to produce versus the force you can produce that creates this strength curve. Even though it's like that bench really got my chest and triceps pumped, probably because I'm still fatigued from training, 2 days ago. But occasionally before the legs, I wanted to do hip thrusts, but I just wanted to hit the hamstrings. I was debating which one to do, and then it dawned on me that why not do banded dumbbell RDLs. Now, obviously the band gets a bit more glute work because the horizontal pulling, so you're thrusting forwards, and the RDLs get the hamstrings. So it's kind of best of both really, again, using straps so my forearms don't get fatigued. Pretty simple. Again, depending on which band you use, you're not going to be able to walk as far. And I prefer dumbbells for this. You can just keep them closer. It's just much easier to set up than having a bar in front. So, 3 steps forward to waddle forwards if I'm still on screen. And then just RDL, make sure you get a nice extension at the top. And they really do bad, especially after those box squats. Probably just for 2 or 3 more sets, and then onto some conditioning. There is no wall balls, sadly, so it may just be a case of either more burpees or dumbbell thrusters, or both, because I'm sadistic and I hate myself. Jokes, kinda. Oh, this is going to suck. I don't know why I do this to myself. But I decided to go for dumbbell thrusters instead of burpees, because last week I did wall balls, and I'll keep that the same for each Friday going forwards, and thrusters are pretty much an exact carbon copy of wall balls, same movement, same muscles worked. There's just no ball to throw and catch. So this is gonna hurt even more because I'm going pretty much a lot heavier. The wall ball I used was 6 kilo, these are 210s, so this is gonna suck. Gonna take off my shin pads, get it done, bro, because this is going to get hot and sweaty. Probably just a 10 by 10 minute EMOM, 10 reps every minute on the minute for 10 minutes, and then probably see me get scraped off the floor afterwards. Fun. I'm not sure what's worse really, wall balls or thrusters. Both kind of give you rest at the top, but both just equally kick your ass and get you breathing like a walrus. They do to me anyway. And the CrossFit in me always thinks I should be using 22.5 kilos for these movements like this, but they'll actually destroy my already messed up shoulder. And I don't know if you can see, I'm almost using a reverse grip in the front rack. This takes a bit of stress off the shoulder. And you can also see I'm not quite finishing as a CrossFit would, sort of that fully dumbbells overhead. These started off relatively easy with the 10s, taking around 20 seconds, so I thought, why not try 15s for the last 5 rounds? Shouldn't be much worse. And I can tell you those 5 reps per minute were torture, but I persisted because Mama didn't raise no quitter, and I got them all done to my desires. Although I did quite enjoy them, and I was nowhere near as sore as last week's wall balls.
but I would still prefer wall balls over thrusters any day of the week. And then once I compose myself, I just finish with some banded pull downs and some dumbbell breach curls to like that balance and to keep the elbows healthy and happy.
So that wasn't the best session in the world, but also wasn't the worst, so pretty mediocre. But it's the first time in a while I've actually had time to have some lunch. I thought I'd share with you why I've got something a bit new. Well, I haven't got the pack with me, I'll put a picture of the pack on screen if I've got some still in the house. It's some Indian spiced grains, so like wheat, barley, that kind of stuff. Just mix it up instead of having 2 packs of rice. I had one of these yesterday, it was really flavourful. So yeah, I think it's got chickpeas in there as well, raisins, I think coconut cream, that stuff. Got some rice cakes on with that. Also, this might be a bit strange, weird flavour combination. I like weird stuff. So I brought some ketchup. That's mainly just to give a bit of moisture because the sodium in the rice tends to dry things out. Put some hair in for some garnish. Also, another thing to show you is I have a new tripod for the camera, which is this one just here. Doesn't quite hold it as well as I thought, but it holds the GoPro pretty well and it's doing the job for now. It's decent handheld, so I use it for now before I actually get a GorillaPod, which is something I should have just bought straight away. It's only £10 more. But anyway, beggars can't be choosers and all that will do for now. So I'm going to enjoy this and then maybe re-record setting up the banded bench, because I realised the cable's out slightly, so it's only going to be in one ear if you're a headphone user, which I apologise for. If not, I'll just leave it in because I may not be bothered to refilm it afterwards. So I'm going to have this coach and then that'll be Friday done. And that is the day done. I had to go to my nan's to pick up Odin, which I almost forgot, but thankfully I didn't. Here he is, just going to let him out in the garden for a minute. But before I wrap this video up, I thought I'd just have a little one of my brain rants just to get things off my chest. I saw a recent podcast I listened to, I haven't finished yet actually, go on, about authenticity and sort of being yourself, which again last few days I've been looking at other people's content and again comparing myself, thinking I should be doing what they're doing, I should be like how come I'm at their level kind of thing, not at their numbers, just compare myself and then thinking I could make those certain kind of clickbaity if you like videos, but then realising that that's not my style. That's I want to keep the mirror thing, and then obviously hopefully anyway my time will come, I will get my following, it'll take off, all that things. I've even considered I'm going to look into digital marketing and looking at getting into that side of things, that part of the internet, interwebs. Maybe start selling some ebooks or creating some free ebooks. I've already got one in mind, some sort of beginner Hierarchs one, and then programs, so on and so forth. Get into content creation properly for people. I actually got my first, like I said, Social Cat app, first collab. It's going to be with some CBD oil. I'm excited to try it. I've never tried it before. If you know me, I'm a very obviously mental health, depression, anxiety, poor sleep, so hopefully that's going to help with that. I'm going to give them a review on social media, so I'm going to do a little vlog of that as well, maybe do like a week on it. But yeah, looking forward to keeping up with this content creation. I feel like I'm in a good role with what I'm creating, and I'm still enjoying making videos. I have an idea for the next video what it's going to be called, that kind of thing, and just not worrying too much about views, just getting through the creation, putting out there. Once it's posted, forget about it, on to the next one, that kind of thing. Just keeping things how I want it to be. Anyway, I'm rambling. Gonna eat some food, have a very nice, I'm back in work in the morning, unfortunately. But yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one, which is going to be another full body session. But sadly, it's not going to be a double session because I'm in work all day again, so first thing on Monday. Although I might maybe run after work, but we'll see. Also, here's the tripod, if you can see that. Catch you on the next one. Peace.